Hello, my name is Reinhold Widmayer. I'm the editor-in-chief, or I should say senior editor-in-chief of Cigar Journal magazine. If you're familiar with the magazine, we're around for 26 years, 27 years, and we're dedicated to cigars only. All right, dead or alive, that's one thing. If it would be dead, I would certainly not eat it, because I hear that penguins tend to be very fishy. It would be nice if it would be alive, of course. And then I would make sure that it has enough to eat, get some food, some air, and I would welcome it as my new pet. I think a penguin would be a unique pet. I don't know how, but what I would have to do to keep it alive, but I love watching them walk. It's just a nice animal. I love it. This sounds like a question from a job interview. And I think you're supposed to say, I'm an oak and you can depend on me. And I think or my daughter told me about that. When she prepared for an interview, she's not supposed to say she's a willow tree, because it's too flexible or too whatever. I think I would like to be a fruit tree, because I love fruits. I love mango, and peaches. Peach tree wouldn't be bad. Or maybe cherry. My wife adores cherries, so maybe I should be a cherry tree. I had a pretty funny experience the other day with around cigars with our customs office here in Vienna. I had been at a tasting event in Switzerland and wanted to bring back 20 different cigars from the tasting, which were meant for photography. We needed them in the magazine. On the way to the airport, I realized that I left the package in the hotel room in Switzerland. So I called them up and I asked them to send them overnight to Vienna. And they did, because our photographer really needed those cigars urgently. Next day, I received a phone call from the customs office in Vienna, saying basically that they would confiscate the cigars. There you have to know that in Austria, the law to import tobacco is really prohibitive. So I went to the customs office and I told the guy my story and that I was really in trouble. And he said he was really sorry, but he would have to execute the confiscation. But luckily, we both came up with a very practicable solution. I went home, grabbed 20 of my cheapest cigars, went back to the customs office, and with the help of the officer, we exchanged the cigars so he could fulfill his duty and I had my cigars for the photographer. I thought that was pretty cute. This is a pretty easy one. From back then when I played tennis, it makes them a lot softer. The fuzziness regulates the bounce. It slows them down. Otherwise, I think without the fuzz, they would be enormously fast. But most importantly, the fuzziness provides a lot of surface for the spin, and that's what tennis is all about. Whew. I'm not sure if I should comment on that or rather keep it as it is. Anyway, I honestly think I'm a lousy boss in my company because I'm not demanding enough. I'm too lenient. That was That's what my wife says. Too forgiving, and so forth. My first and fastest approach to solving problems is always harmony. I hate to be confrontational. And I think that gives you a certain disadvantage when you have to negotiate. On the other side, I am who I am and I can't help it. So that's probably what it is. And very few people know this, except of course my employees. Well, that's funny. I was talking about that with my daughter the other day. And we came up with solutions, at least, the first one. The first wish that we have is I would like to be able to beam myself to places rather than travel conventionally. Because, first of all, I hate traveling, especially nowadays. And beaming would be so much more comfortable. It's just like Mr. Spock. I think that's fascinating. Secondly, and I think I share that also with my daughter, we would like to be able to solve people's problems. If someone comes up and says, I have this and then I can help you. That would be, wow. I really would like that also. The third, I would like to make the rules in this world. And I would start making changes to the rules about cigars. What about that? That would be it. 3 humble, modest requests, no? That's quite impossible, I say. The only way I can think of achieving this would be very improper. I would convince you to give me another 2,000 and promise you to pay back 6,000 rather than 4,000 in 2 hours. Of course, I would keep the money. So that would be the fastest solution, I guess, but improper. Still, I believe these kinds of businesses happen very often, all day long. I light up a cigar. I pour a drink. I talk with my wife or with a good friend and distract myself. I've made the experience that sometime when things get tough, a little break and a certain distance from the problem is the best way to find good solutions or to get away from it, or just get a distance and then approach the problem again, or whatever it is. Definitely more money. Money buys time when you think about it. If it's used wisely. With more time and knowing myself, I would only use the extra time to make more money. So that doesn't bring me anything. The shorter way would be to have more money right away. I'm not saying that money is all I want or need, but if you ask me to choose between time or money, I would go for the cash. Saturday or any other day of the week, the first thing after getting dressed is a good, strong espresso. For me, that's essential. Without coffee, I wouldn't be alive, I guess. And then followed by a news update. I'm a news junkie. And a nice long breakfast. I would probably like to add one thing for Saturdays or Sundays. Before getting dressed, I may try to get another round of sleep first and then do all the other things.